guys, welcome back to my channel. And in today's recipe, we're gonna make slow cooker chicken fajitas. Now, we have actually never made this recipe before, so I'm gonna show you how to make it. So you're gonna think this is very similar to my slow cooker chicken tacos, and it's really not, because we're using like a different ingredient. Now I want to explain. In the chicken taco recipe video, we use salsa verde, but in this recipe video, we're not using any salsa verde, no liquids added, nothing. Okay, so today's recipe, as I said, is we're gonna make slow cooker chicken fajitas. So let me explain to you what goes into this meal. The first thing you need, as always, is your olive oil cooking spray. This is not extra virgin, just regular plain olive oil. If you want to get extra virgin olive oil, you can, but I usually don't. You're going to need a bag of frozen peppers and onions. You're going to need some chicken breast. Here, oh, hold on. Let me pick up the bowl because it's leaking a little. Chicken breast here, and there's one more ingredient. Where was it? Oh, here it is. 2 packets of the Mexican seasoning. Chicken fajita seasoning mix. Okay, we're gonna use both packets. Now, to get started, I'm going to spray the inside of my slow cooker, as always. Let's put the lid back here, actually. Okay, let's spray the inside of this crock pot real good. And actually, before we do that, I think I want to give, actually, no. Let's spray the inside of this slow cooker real quick. So we spray the inside real good because we want to make sure that our chicken doesn't stick. Now, what we do, I always spray the inside and the sides, because I've learned in my, I don't even know how many years I've been cooking now, but so long, that the sides will stick too. Okay? All right, now that we've got it sprayed, we're done with this, and we're done with this. So we'll put this back. And now we can go ahead and continue, we can proceed with the recipe. Now, this recipe is very easy to do. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do, because this recipe may look a little complicated right now, but I promise you, as we go along, you're gonna love it. So, let's do it. So we're gonna take the base out, and we're going to do this with the base out. Now, some of the recipes I make, I always try to take the whatever you call this thing, the inner pot of the slow cooker out. So then that way you can kind of see it, what I'm doing better, okay? So, we're gonna open up our chicken. Okay, now I'm not gonna open up the peppers and onions yet until I'm ready to use them, okay? I will let you know when we're ready to use that, okay? So right now we're gonna work on getting this chicken into the slow cooker. So, we're gonna take, actually, you know what, I think it'll be easier if we just open everything up, because once we touch the chicken, we don't. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Once you touch raw meat, you can't just touch your other ingredients, because then you're cross-contaminating them. So we don't wanna do that. So, to keep things very, very simple, I'm gonna open up my spice mix. Okay, and I have 2 of them, because I wanna show you, oh, it's not opening. There we go. Because I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. And this smells, smells so good. I wish you guys were here to smell the seasoning. It smells really good, actually. So this is 1 packet of fajita seasoning, but that's not enough. Now, we are going to season up our chicken, but we're also gonna season up the vegetables, because I usually tell you guys this when we cook. Every layer of your dish has to be well seasoned. Whatever you're making. When I do crock pot recipes like this, I always like to season every layer of my dish, because I want to make sure every layer is seasoned. Now, another thing, this recipe with the chicken breast, the chicken really shouldn't be dried out at the end of the day. I will check on it, but it shouldn't be dried out at all. Okay, I promise you. There's no reason for it. All right, I opened that up, so I'm gonna move these over here. Okay, that's my fajita seasoning. Now I'm gonna work on opening this frozen bag of peppers and onions. Now this is another ingredient, like I said in the beginning of the recipe, that we're going to use for the recipe video. We have to open it because, like I said, if I were to touch that chicken breast and then touch everything else, it wouldn't be so good. Okay, so I wanna open up all my ingredients first before I just start touching everything. Okay, it's the smartest thing to do. Okay, we have our bag of frozen peppers and onions open. So that was easy to do. So the scissors essentially are cleaned. Okay, that was an easy recipe, but I didn't even have to do anything. Okay, let's start with our chicken. Now, I got our crock pot sprayed really good with some oil spray, with some cooking spray. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my gloves. Now, I'm gonna season the chicken inside of the slow cooker. The reason why I'm not doing it in the bag is because it reduces so much water, and that's not really good for it. Okay, really good. And I don't want to take this bag out. The reason why I didn't take this bag out and show you guys when I showed you guys that I said we were doing chicken is because it's leaking from the bottom. So that's why I have it inside this bowl, because it's leaking a little bit. But it's already 2 o'clock. We're gonna make this recipe. All right, so you take now this chicken is still quite frozen. I can feel it, okay? But that's okay because in the slow cooker, it's gonna cook on low for 4 hours at least. Now, these chicken breasts are big. I can already see one that's big. So the bigger, usually with cooking in the slow cooker, the bigger pieces take the longest to cook. Now, I have my chicken in there, okay? That should be all the chicken. Now, there is fat in this bag. And like I always say, I always tell you guys, we do not add the fat to the chicken because that fat, even though I do say fat equals flavor, I don't want the fat in my food, okay? It's not a good thing for it, okay? Now, I will say this, there is going to be fat on your chicken, okay? But that's not going to affect anything. Okay, now, we're going to go ahead and season up this chicken real good with this mix. Now, you take your seasoning. Now, I will be working on kind of spreading the chicken fajita mix all over. Okay, I do have another pack here, which is good. But you want to season up both sides of your chicken breast. So season up both sides as best as you can. Okay, perfect. Now just take your seasoning and just season up this chicken real good. That's the key to a good fajita, is that you're seasoning up this chicken breast. Okay? I'm actually gonna try to leave my gloves on here. And I'm gonna work on seasoning up this chicken. This is honestly the best, I've had steak fajitas and they're so good. But chicken, I don't even know if I've made chicken fajitas on this channel. I've made tacos, but I've never made fajitas. So we're making fajitas today. I think they're going to be delicious. So just season up your chicken on both sides. Okay, you want to make sure both sides are really well seasoned. It's totally fine if it looks like it may look gross now, but I promise you, it'll look better in the end. Both sides are well seasoned. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands. I'm going to take my gloves off, wash my hands, and then we will do the next step of the recipe. Turn my gloves inside out. And we're going to make sure that all that seasoning was on the chicken, because that's a lot of seasoning, okay? So now the next thing we're going to do, now it's totally fine if the vegetables will get seasoned in as well, okay? So here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to wash my hands real quick, because my hands are kind of dirty. So let's wash my hands in hot water. And then I'll show you what we're going to do next, because this recipe is like a no-brainer recipe. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. Here's my can here. And I'm going to work on the vegetables. Now, with the vegetables, I want to make sure that the vegetables get well seasoned as well. Okay? So, I'm going to put my vegetables in with this meat. And I'm going to try to do it like, these are frozen. So, ooh, whoa. These are frozen vegetables, okay? Spilled some on the floor a little bit. That's fine, we're good. These are frozen. So what we want to try to do is we want to try to break them up a little bit, but we want to try to put them around our chicken. Like, we want to cover up this chicken real good. And these are frozen. Now, with frozen vegetables, it's okay if they're like this now because they are going to cook. Okay? 1 bag of frozen vegetables in your slow cooker. Okay, and I'm going to kind of spread them out. I like to spread them out a little bit. take them out and spread them a little, because that's just gonna help it. This is an onion that I'm doing. So that's just gonna help it cook. Now I want to show you what this looks like. Now I know we've kind of spilled some on the floor, but I can easily get that. And we're not gonna use that because that fell on the floor, right? So I'm gonna clean up my mess. Okay, and we're gonna work on. I'll tell you what we're gonna do next. Now, because this whole thing is frozen, the chicken is still a little bit frozen, but that's okay, because we're gonna cook this for a while, right? This is what your crock pot should look like. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Look at that. There's chicken on the bottom, and the vegetables are on the top. It is gonna be so good at dinner time. Okay, and it's heavy too. Okay. All right, let's set it and forget this baby. So lid on. This thing's heavy. And you know, we probably should plug it in. So I'm gonna plug it in right in this corner. Okay. Now let's set the cooking time. Okay. Power program 4 hours, which honestly I don't know if it's gonna take 4 hours. It might take longer. Now, depending on if your chicken is fully thawed, is depending on how long it takes. My chicken is still a little bit frozen, so I might cook it longer than 4 hours. I might do 4.5. We'll try 4 hours and see what it does. Or 3, maybe. I don't know. But we'll see. But let's put the lid on. Let's do 4 hours on low. Select 4 hours. There you go. Alright. So, lid on, cook on low for 4 hours at exactly 4 hours. And then when we come back, we will be shredding our chicken. Now, when we shred the chicken, we're going to have to kind of be careful because the peppers and onions are in here too. So we'll have to kind of go around with our meat claws and shred it a little bit, but it'll be fine because the peppers and onions will cook down too. But anyways, we'll come back in 4 hours and show you what it looks like. And we'll be eating fajitas in 4 hours. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this recipe video. Bye, vlog on. Peace out. Boom. Okay, bye guys.